I went to Anime Expo to play Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, and because of that, I finally got an idea of how the game will feel for when it comes out. And needless to say, I think we're in good hands. There's a lot of cool tech in this game that's being discovered by people who are attending these events. So if you'd like for me to break them down, leave a like and subscribe, it lets me know that you're enjoying these videos. I plan on covering a lot of Sparking Zero on the channel, so stay tuned. Alright, let's get right into it. So starting off, we have Gero versus Piccolo. I just have to say, they weirdly just popped off with Gero's model and his just animations. They're so cool looking, man. They gave one of the most niche, uncared for characters the love and power that he deserves, man. And of course, I do a sidestep right there. Piccolo's defense game in this match is on point. I do a key blast, but he guards it again. I do a step-in combo. I drop it midway. You'll notice that in a lot of these couple matches, the last couple matches I have, that I'm experimenting a lot with what works and what doesn't. Because obviously, while this game does play a lot like Tenkaichi 3, there are a lot of new mechanics that need to be accounted for. So of course, Piccolo guards again. Once again, his defense is on point. I'm hitting him from the back, and I knock him down, knock him up. I kind of like the vanish attacks that they've added to extend combos in this game, especially after grabs and such. So Piccolo does a Z-burst dash. Again, he's focusing heavy on the guards. I do a flurry of kicks on the top. Now, he's trying to zone me with some ki blast just to keep some distance. But of course, I had to close the gap. And I'm hitting him, gut check right there. Hit him up, and then he knocks down on the ground. Now I'm again hitting him from the back. One thing I'm kind of curious about returning, I have to actually analyze my footage a little further, is in Tenkaichi 3, if you hit your opponent from the back, they actually take more damage, and I'm not entirely sure if that's returning. I do a blast one with Gero right there. Android 18 is on the offense right now. I take some of her energy, which it's kind of interesting because if I recall correctly, grabbing your opponent as an android in Tenkaichi 3, it didn't drain any of their energy and give you any. Now I obviously switched in with Vegeta Z end. And she does an android barrier right there. I try to come in and close the gap with a kick. I do a leg sweep, but we both clash. A nice sidestep. And she hits me with the left strike right there. I will say, I know Gero's been swapped out, but one thing to kind of add that I do hope they improve, I've already mentioned this before, but the short dashes that they've added in this game, they do take a lot of ki. And when you're playing androids, it almost feels kind of punishing to play them. Just because of that feature, because A, they already don't charge their ki, and having the ki build up slowly kind of hurts them because, well, you're short dashing all over the place, right? So I think having a mechanic where androids take a lot less ki or don't take any ki at all for the short dashes would help a lot. Of course, we have a big bang attack. This is one concern I have with some of the moves in this game. While they look absolutely gorgeous, I do feel like the length of them is a little bit too long. And I hope they shorten some of these animations down. But of course, they look gorgeous. Of course, Android 18 is hitting me with some ki blasts. One thing that's kind of cool about androids in the Tenkaichi games is that since they can't charge ki, they focus a lot more on the offense side of things. Of course, I do a sidestep with Vegeta, and she's hitting me, so I do a revenge counter to get her off of me. She does an android barrier, and I do my Vegeta's technique. Again, she's zoning me to kind of irritate me. So I charge up my ki. Nice little final flash, which she runs right into. I accidentally de-transformed when I meant to go to Super Saiyan 2. But of course, that's not a worry. I charge up some ki because I've run out of it because of the short dashing. I transform right back to Super Saiyan. And she's hitting me with the ki blasts. I do a sidestep, she does another android barrier. They've made the android barrier type moves, explosive waves and such, a lot shorter in this game, which I kind of appreciate. And of course, I do a Z counter and hit her to oblivion. Now, Piccolo comes in to get that run back. I transform to Super Saiyan 2 right away. Charging my ki. I do his Big Bang attack. What a cool Big Bang attack, man. I love that greenish hue that it has. Of course, I'm charging my ki. I do a Z-burst dash, but the building stops me in my tracks. I do a combo with Vegeta, but it drops halfway. I try to do a leg sweep, but he hits me with a revenge counter midway, or a smash attack, I'm not too sure. I knock him back down to the ground. I do the same flurry of Vegeta's techniques again. Boo comes in, recharging my ki once more because, well, I need to get some hits off because I only have 30 seconds left. Will I be able to defeat Boo? Let's find out. I do my ultimate. This ultimate is so sick. And right into the final flash. God, this is so cool. But that didn't do enough damage to put Boo in his place, so I'm charging up some more ki. Go right into sparking mode. Try to do a Z-burst dash, but I end up grabbing instead. But I end up doing it anyway. And I do another ultimate, same one, because at this point I'm desperate. Will this finally put Boo in his place? Of course, final flash once more. And that's game. So that's round 1. Of course, Vegeta's talking his trash, you know, usual Vegeta, on his pride. And now round 2, we have Frieza versus Dr. Gero. I've already mentioned this before. Frieza in this game, he's just really cool, man. He looks great. His combo strings are great. Of course, Gero is talking his trash too. Everybody's talking trash in this game. We love to see it. Now, this is where the famous combo of mine comes in that I posted on Twitter not too long ago. I do a smash attack down, I pick him up with a giant throw, and I've noticed something kind of cool. Most characters in this game seem to have a unique giant throw. Like, for example, Frieza hit him right there before he picked him up properly. That activation on Gero's blast is crazy, by the way. So I'm charging up my ki, and I do a rush super with Frieza. This is what he did against Jiren. God, that's such a cool move. Of course, I block that hit that Gero does. We're both sidestepping all over the place. I gut check Gero, and he goes down to the ground. Nice little side cartwheel that he did right there. I do a step-in combo again, but I ended up dropping it by accident. But Gero's done. Beerus comes in. And of course, I had to transform to Golden Frieza. Come on, man. This is so sick. What a cool transformation. Of course, we're both charging our ki. He's throwing some ki blasts. I'm charging up some more. True Golden Frieza, his blast 1, sends me right to sparking mode. And I do his ultimate. This is the Planet Destruction move that he does. God. I will say, Frieza might be one of the sauciest characters in this game. Top 3 for me so far, sauce-wise, would be, no order, by the way, Goku mid, Frieza super, and Goku super. Of course, I'm charging on top of the tree, just perched up right there. Beerus goes into sparking mode, and I do the no hard feelings hit that he did against Goku before the Tournament of Power, perfectly mirroring Goku's attack. Now, I switch out, I try to switch out, but I don't think my teammate gauge had filled up yet, so I charge some more ki. Beerus hits me with a Hakai Ball, but he whiffs. He does throw some ki blasts, and those land. He does a charge ki blast. And I'm trying to close the gap with a Vanishing Assault, but he parries right away. Of course, I had to do a step-in combo with a grab at the end. Nice little vanish right there at the end. And Beerus is down. Of course, Broly comes in, and at this point I wanted to switch out. So I switched to God Goku. Now you might be wondering, why did you pick Goku Super again? I'm sorry, I'm a little shameless. I just wanted to anyway. Now, Broly and I are in the water. We're fighting it out. I do a down smash on Broly, and he goes right to the ground. I'm getting some distance between me and Broly. He's throwing some ki blasts. Of course, I had to charge up my ki. Try to go into sparking mode, but I got interrupted. But I do a gravity bash and completely miss, which is kind of embarrassing. He hits me down, but I vanish it. Of course. These maps, again, I've already mentioned this before, but these maps are gigantic. He does a grab on me, he throws me across the map, and he vanishes and hits me right again. I do a recovery, and I switch to Mr. Satan. Just because I had to. I do his Blast 2 Rush Super, but I miss him. I will say, I don't know if it's because everybody has gotten stronger, or everybody in this game, obviously, Dragon Ball Super characters are a lot stronger, right? But Mr. Satan feels a lot weaker than before to me. It's almost like it takes more hits to stagger your opponent now as Mr. Satan. So I switched back to God Goku because I didn't want to be weak. Though he's still a really, really cool character, of course. So Broly gets knocked to the ground, and I had to get some distance. I do a God Bind! This works exactly like Psychokinesis in Tenkaichi 3. Transform to Super Saiyan Blue. God. Such a sick transformation, man. Broly comes right in, and I knock him to the water. But he's getting a nice combo on me. I couldn't vanish it in time. I rushed right back to him, and I vanished that hit, but he does a revenge counter to get me off of him. Nice little combo that I did to knock him down. I love the vanishing combos in this game, man. And of course, that is game. Cool little outro from Goku. Now, round 3, we have Gohan from the Buu Saga with, of course, Buu. Now, of course, they have an interaction. I don't know if this is going to be unique with every character. I imagine not every character will have a unique interaction, but it's kind of cool to see characters that have never really talk anyway. So, of course, I hit Buu, I do a step in, do a flurry of kicks, then I almost charge up my down smash attack, but this time I actually did it. So I do a Ki Blaster to do a sidestep. Again, I think I've kind of mastered the sidesteps in this game. They work pretty much almost exactly like Tenkaichi 3, which is really, really nice. I do a parry right there to get him off of me. Do a lift strike, but I couldn't extend my combo completely right there. And he's hitting me a lot. He does a Ki Blast to get some distance between us. We both charge our Ki, and I do Gohan's Blast 2 Rush Super. This is a neat move. Get Buu off of me. I transform to Super Saiyan. Of course, I just had to. I wanted to check out a very specific move. I think you might know what it is. Android 18 tags in. I do a leg sweep, but I completely miss. She does an Android barrier. And she does some Ascend Ki Blasts, but completely whiffs. I do an explosive wave. I do a step-in combo against 18 with a leg sweep. Of course, that almost worked, but she guarded at the end. Another leg sweep from 18. I do a sidestep and a Vanishing Assault. You'll notice I never quite got the grasp of Vanishing Assault in this game. It's a very new move that they've introduced. Essentially press, if you're on classic controls, you press square and X to teleport right to your opponent. Right behind your opponent, more specifically, if you're in their step-in barrier. So she does a Ki Blast right there to avoid getting hit. She's playing it safe, but I do a revenge counter right there to get her off of me. I do another left strike, and I knock her right down to the ground. Go right into sparking mode. This is the move I had been waiting to do all this time. Of course, the legendary Brothers Kamehameha. What a sick move. Absolutely gorgeous. Of course, 18 gets absolutely destroyed. And in comes Buu once again. I transform to Super Saiyan 2. Of course, the iconic transformation for Gohan. Charge up some of my Ki, and I try to close the gap between Buu and I. I do a burst dash. I do a step-in combo on Buu, but the wall kind of stops me. I try to do a giant throw, but he was turned over the wrong way. Nice little side cartwheels. He knocks me down. He does a Ki Cannon to get some distance. Of course. He knocks Gohan out. Goku early comes in. He does a Psychokinesis, but of course I wasn't getting hit by that. So I do a pretty basic combo with Goku, but I kind of whiffed at the end, so I couldn't continue it. Kaioken Rush from Goku early. This is the move he did against Vegeta in the Saiyan Saga. Absolutely gorgeous. Nice little gut check right there. God, Goku. I would say every Goku in this game got justice. You don't have to worry about Goku being a lame character in this game. They've covered every base. Of course, I had to charge some of my ki right there. I go into sparking mode, and shamelessly, against Kid Gohan, I use the unblockable Spirit Bomb. And I'm assuming it's unblockable here, because it was in Tenkaichi 3. And Gohan gets eviscerated, and gets knocked right into the water. Right here, I switched to Android 17. I tried to do a Z-burst dash, but I ended up grabbing instead. So I just decided to conserve my ki and just close the gap between us. But of course, it doesn't really work out in my favor. He does a Z counter right there. I do a Blast 2, and that is game. And we see Android 17's outro, of course. The GOAT, the MVP of the Tournament of Power. So cool, man. Honestly, I cannot wait to see all the Android tech when the game comes out. Again, they are a little punishing right now, but let's see. Well, for now, that's all the Sparking Zero footage I had recorded of my gameplay. But pretty soon, I plan on going over my friend Dende or Cherry Anims' gameplay, so keep an eye out for that. I do have one last thing to show you guys, and that's my reaction to the Bandai panel at Anime Expo Live. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Later!
Yo, let's go!
I'm gonna knock you out in 1 minute flat. Dynamite Kid! This idiot. Too slow.
I sure could learn something from you. And the way you fight!
Now I'll finish you. No way, that doesn't.
If you want to win, pay me 20 million zen.
I think we can work something out, yeah? Here's something to remember me by. Eat this. Well, I guess he's the world champion. Heard of that too.
Shoot for Atani! Let's give him one win!
Please enjoy a first look at a fight between Goku Black Super Saiyan Rose and Ultra Instinct Saiyan Goku.
There's no place for you on this stage. Take or leave at once.